This is video number 531. In this video, we are going to discuss governance, the state, and public policy in a global age. Starting with the introduction, we will discuss a number of key terms, and these include governance, which is multi-sector decision making beyond government, and these may include NGOs, corporations. The state, a sovereign entity with monopoly on force but challenged by globalization. And the third concept is that of public policy, which refers to state actions to address societal issues, for example, healthcare, climate, and others. Why does it matter? Uh, this is important because the globalization impact also counts. Policy in one country affect other countries. Similarly, policy made in one country can have direct consequences on the others, and there are some international economic and environmental implications. Then we also have crisis demand cooperation. For example, in COVID-19, it showed gaps in global health governance. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed weaknesses in global health governance, including delayed information sharing, unequal vaccine distribution, and a lack of coordinated response strategies. I will discuss now theoretical framework. Uh, so we have new public management. This is a new theoretical framework regarding governance, and this is market-driven governance. For example, privatizing utilities. This refers to applying business-like practice in government, such as privatizing public sector services like electricity, water, and transport, etc. And then we have network governance, that is collaboration between state and non-state actors. And then there are multiple actors like government agencies, private sector, non-governmental organization, and civil society organizations that collaborate in a flexible and interconnected networks to make and implement policies. And we also have multi-level governance, which refers to policies made at local, national, and global levels. Say, for example, we have European Union climate laws. The states' evolving role. So there are two types of states' role. One is traditional or conventional, and the other one is that of global age. Traditional role of the state regarding globalization and public policy is like a Westphalian model, and there is absolute sovereignty and closed borders. The other one is in the wake of globalization, when sovereignty is shared with the World Trade Organization, International Monetary Fund, and European Union courts. Globalization's double-edged sword. It means that globalization has a double-edged sword, and that may include economic growth versus inequality, access to technology versus job displacement, cultural exchange versus cultural erosion, global cooperation versus sovereignty challenges, faster development and greater vulnerability. These are all challenges in the wake of globalization to governance. Digital governance revolution is also there. We have now enhanced public service delivery. Government use digital platforms to provide faster, more efficient services like e-tax filing, online licensing, and digital healthcare access. There is also increased transparency and accountability. Digital tools such as open data portals and real-time tracking systems help reduce corruption and increase trust in public institutions. We also have citizen engagement and participation in digital governance revolution. Social media, e-petitions, and digital consultations enable citizens to voice opinions and influence policy decisions more easily. Data-driven decision making. Governments analyze big data and use artificial intelligence to make informed proactive decisions in areas like urban planning, health, and education. Bridging or widening the digital divide. While digital governance connects more people to services, it can also leave behind those without internet access or digital literacy. Then we have public policy cycle, and in this public policy cycle there are various steps, and it starts with agenda setting, going through formulation of plan, and then implementation of the plan, and we have key role, key public actors in policy, and these include state, non-state agents, and we have NGOs and civil society. Corruption is considered as a cancer of the governance. It refers to the idea that corruption eats away at the foundations of good governance, much like cancer harms a healthy body. Here is a concise explanation. Corruption undermines transparency, accountability, and public trust, leading to an inefficient use of resources, poor service delivery, and weakened institutions. It distorts making it distorts decision making, favors the powerful over the public, and discourages investment and development. Like cancer, if not detected and addressed early, corruption can spread across sectors and cripple a nation's political, economic, and social systems. This is what is going on in various developing nations, including in Pakistan. Regarding sustainable development goals, the question is why 70% are off track. There are global crises and conflicts. Then there is insufficient financing and investment, followed by climate change impacts. And also there are data gaps and monitoring challenges. And there is also lack of international cooperation. So these are some of the challenges in the wake of achieving sustainable development goals. Artificial intelligence is also very important in governance. It may ensure efficient service delivery, data-driven decision making, fraud detection and risk management, predictive governance, and there are also certain challenges while promising AI in governance, raising concern about privacy, bias, accountability, and transparency, requiring careful regulation and ethical issues. We also have populism's rise, uh, uh, and in this, the important thing is to discuss anti-establishment rhetoric and undermining democratic norms, polarization and division, institutional resilience tested, and global warming science. Uh, their rise shows how populism can strain democracies, especially when leaders prioritize personal or political loyalty over institutional rules and norms. There are also certain regional comparisons regarding political system, the US and China. In China, federal democracy with checks and balances across three branches, high institutional independence is there. On the other hand, in China, there is one party authoritarian state with centralized power under the Communist Party, and decision making speed regarding USA, it is slow due to legislative gridlock, partisan divisions, and long approval processes, where in China it is fast top down decisions with little opposition or legislative delay at the grassroots level. Policy stability, so far as US is concerned, policies can shift dramatically with elections and party changes. Regarding China, long term policy continuity and planning due to single party rule. Local versus central authority. In USA, states have significant autonomy in lawmaking and policy enforcement, whereas in China, central government controls major policy decision, provinces implementation level directives are there. We have also crisis response regarding USA. It is slower, more decentralized. In China, it is rapid, uniform national response due to centralized authority. Citizen participation is high through elections, protest, and free media in USA, while citizen participation is limited, and dissent is restricted in China. Innovation and bureaucracy. Regarding USA, innovation thrives in public sector. Bureaucracy often slows public sector reform, while in China, government-driven innovation through state investment with rigid bureaucratic control. Media and transparency. There is free press monitor government actions. Open criticism is allowed in US, whereas uh, in China there is a state-controlled media. There is censorship of dissent and sensitive topics. In USA, there is a strong legal institutions and judicial independence regarding rule of law, whereas in China there are courts subordinate to party control, rule by law rather than rule of law. Regarding global influence, US promotes liberal democratic values often slowed by internal gridlock, whereas China promotes state-led development model efficient in projecting influence due to central government. Future trends. Metaverse governance, new digital jurisdictions. As virtual worlds grow, governing bodies will face challenges defining legal authority, property rights, and dispute resolution within centralized digital spaces. Regarding privacy and security in virtual spaces, metaverse governance must address user data protection, identity verification, and cyber security risks to prevent fraud, harassment, and digital theft. Regulation of digital economies with cryptocurrencies and NFTs, driving metaverse commerce, governments will need new frameworks for taxation, anti-money laundering, and consumer protection. There is also climate wars, resource conflicts. Climate change is expected to exacerbate competitions for scarce resources like water, arable land, and energy, potentially sparking conflicts both within and between nations. Geopolitical tensions over climate policies. Some countries may clash over responsibilities, carbon regulations, and technology sharing, intensifying geopolitical rivalries and trade disputes related to climate action. Number 6 is collaboration and conflict prevention. Future governance will require innovative multilateral agreements and conflict resolution mechanisms to balance climate mitigation with security concerns. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click on bell icon so that you can get notification about my other videos that I'll upload for you. Thanks for watching.